Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Steve. Good morning. Yes, y'all. Good morning. Come on in this morning. Y'all come talk to me this morning. Y'all know what today is. Y'all know what it is. It's a Thursday. So I want to say good morning. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, no. Me. Good morning. Yes, hold on. Mm, Because it's a sip and not a slurp. Baby, let me tell you, it is morning. It's morning. Okay? Look like I just woke up, huh? I'm looking a little rough this morning. I'm looking a little rough this morning. Now, Steve, you ain't got to act like that. You ain't got to act like that. You ain't got to act like that, Steve. But look, y'all tap the middle of that screen, TikTok, tippity tap, blow them hearts up over there. YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, X, which is formerly known as Twitter. Y'all go ahead on and show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, show me some love. As Steve said this morning, I am looking like I just woke up because I woke up this morning. Hey, Jessica, good morning. Hey, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Okay, look, but let me tell you. Okay, let me wipe them, Steve. Let me wipe them. Let me make sure. Yeah, I do have sleepy eyes this morning because I really want to get back in the bed. That's what I really want to do. Y'all look. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all do what y'all need to do in order for you to do what you need to do. And if you need to get back in the bed, get back in the bed. But if you got to go to work, you got to do things. You got to do that, right? I just should have went to bed a little earlier last night, but I didn't do it. But that's okay though. We all right. We in this thing this morning. All right. Y'all come on in. Come say hi to me. Come say hi to me this morning while I try to get myself a little pick me up. Mm. I think this coffee is gonna do it though. Hold on. Yes, that part right there. Okay. I know, right? I know. You said the shower saves you every time. Look, let me tell you something. It's gonna be what it is this morning. Anyways, good morning. That's right. Y'all tap the middle of that screen. Y'all let me know that y'all are in. Y'all come talk to me this morning. This morning, I'm gonna kind of start off a little quick this morning. This morning, my topic is allow me to tell my story. Allow me to tell my story. What we figure sometimes is that the we don't have full autonomy to tell our own stories, right? So I witnessed something a little bit ago, and I just want to talk about it this morning. I kind of had a conversation yesterday about something similar, and then I just kind of want to talk about it. So this morning, so think about it. I'm talking to y'all this morning. Think about it. Allow me to tell my story, but we're going to come to that in just a second. We're going to sprinkle it in the cup in just a minute. So this morning I was watching the news. Hey, Greg, good morning. Said Tyosha said, hey, tell her I said, hey, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. All right, so I was watching the news this morning, and they were talking about how like we are in a position or in a world now where we have to always make sure that we are what's the so okay, I guess the word is the way that you know what I'm just going to say it. So I'm watching the news and they're saying that people are telling their stories and things. Hey, good morning, Star. Good morning, Leesburg, Florida. Good morning. People are telling their stories, right? But people have to sugarcoat, people have to dress it up, people have to make sure that they're telling the story so that it is palatable or it's edible, right? For other people, so people can digest it. And so I said to myself in that moment, I said, self and myself say, how do I tell my story, which is true and authentic to me, but I have to dress it up and tell it in a way that you can digest it or you can understand it? Does that really, is that me really telling my story? Right? So on the news, it was a mix up between words, right? And I talked with my team yesterday on this. It was a mix-up of words. This is how the person said it on the news. It was a mix-up of words, and people thought that this person was doing things this way because of the mix-up of words. And I said to myself, and that sat deep down in my spirit, I said, how is it a mix-up of words? Am I telling you what it is? And if I'm telling you what it is, then that's my story. Now, I may not have all the degrees and the big words and expialidocious. I may not have all of that stuff, but I'm telling you my story the way I know how to tell my story. I know how it happened to me. And I think it's wrong for somebody to tell you there was a mix-up in words because you probably didn't know no better. You feel me? And that's why the story got misconstrued. No, if you were listening to what I was saying, I may be from a different place. I may be from a different space. I may not have experienced the things that you've experienced. So my story may be a little different. But if you were listening to me, the person in the news clip was not listening, and the person called the cops, called the police, right? They called the police on the person, and the person was trying to ask for help, right? They were telling the story of what happened to them, but instead of them listening, all they saw was somebody in distress, right? Is what the person was saying. So I just called the police because that was the best thing to do. And the person wound up in an ambulance. So the neighbor was saying that they knocked on their door first, but the neighbor was saying, I really wish that I would have at least acknowledged them, right, on what they were saying, because in the moment, I didn't acknowledge them on what they were saying. So I just took it upon myself to call the police because I felt that my life was in danger and things like that. Hey, good morning, Red Baby G. Hey, good morning. And I said, okay, this is confusing. But then the person said, oh, well, it was a mix-up of words. I'm sorry, but it was a mix-up of words. What was the mix-up? What was the mix-up, right? This person was looking for help with that. Now, I know y'all, this may be a little muddled. Y'all may say, okay, Titan, I think you may be taking the side. But no, the story went that this person, when all was said and done, this person was running from someone, trying to get away and trying to ask for help. And I know in these days and times, like my grandmother used to say, nobody really wants to help you. But the person was trying to say that he's after me, right? And I need to get away. I don't know where I'm at, or something like that. I don't know where I'm at. So it was the audio. You can hear the audio in the background. I don't know where I'm at. Please help. Please help. So the person called the police. Now, this is the part that gets me. Called the police and said that they felt that they were threatened for their lives on the other side of the door. The person was knocking on the door. On the other side of the door, you felt threatened. Of a door that you had bolted, locked shut, you felt threatened. Now, here's the thing. The person was trying to get help to get away from somebody. I don't know all the details. I'm going to go back and look at it. But the person was trying to get away. When it was said and done, they said that they couldn't say anything else about this or that. But the person was trying to get away, right? Now, this person on the other side of the door said that they felt their life was threatened. So they called the cops, put them on alert that somebody was trying to get into their house. Cops show up, can't truly understand the person, right? Because the person has been hurt or abused, or I don't know what has been happening. And then now this person is in an ambulance because the police have roughed her up, tased her, all of this stuff. And I said, like, come on, y'all. Like, I don't know what's going on in this world now. Like, I'm not saying that it wasn't a scam. Somebody say, oh, well, Titan, maybe it was a scam. Maybe they were trying to just get in the house. But the neighbor said that this person had been knocking on doors, right? Knocking on doors. And so I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just feel some kind of way. And And yes, and Red Baby G, that's the part. It's been happening a lot. Like people are not like taking in consideration. All of a sudden, it's your life is in danger. So I'm not going to help you, right? But I'm on the other side of a door. You're not in my house. You're not trying to break in. You're not trying to do none of that. But I call the cops on you because I am threatened. My life is threatened inside my house with the bolt and the locks and all this stuff on there. And now this young lady, we don't know what she is. She's in ICU now, according to what the news report said. And I said, there has to be something. There has to be something. This world cannot be in that much chaos and turmoil that we don't have the ability to have compassion and love for people, right? And y'all, I'm not finna get on the dynamic of what it is and but that just kind of struck me. So I'm watching that news report, and just like Red Baby G said, it happens a lot. And here lately, in these last couple of years, it's been happening a lot. And then it makes me wonder, how many times has it happened and we didn't know because it wasn't reported on the news. It wasn't something that we, got wind of, right? And I'm not saying that I would be just as compassionate if I'm living by myself and all that. But y'all, hold on. Because here we go putting all these buts and ands and ifs and what ifs and this and that. But the story goes, right? The story, until we get the backstory, the story is, this is what it is, right? And if at that point the backstory comes back and says, well, Titan, she was trying to do this or trying to do that, then at that point I would say yes. Right. But right now I'm saying, what is going on? Like, what is happening? Steve said it's because the world has been based in fear and they turned everyone against each other. Exactly. That's why we need to focus on positivity and not fear. If we are afraid, then we may miss the chance to help people. That's true and point. Like in my neighborhood, I know people in my neighborhood. I know when somebody moves into my neighborhood. I know when somebody walks through my neighborhood and not there. I am friends with this my neighborhood, with the elders in the neighborhood, the people in the neighborhood. I know people in my neighborhood. So when something goes on, we contact each other. We see each other. Yes, I'm a part of that. And that's how my grandmother always was. So we do that. But I just don't see somebody, and I'm not saying it can't happen, but I can't see somebody running away, trying to get away, trying to do whatever have you, and nobody helps them. But then they call the cops and say that they feel threatened by this person, right? And y'all, and we can't blame the police in the sense of that they're not going to do their job. But when you have a half story or a half truth, or you don't know what's going on, things can turn out differently. And this is what I always say to people. You cannot control this ball once you start it to rolling. Once you start this thing to going, once the lie happens, once the misconception happens, once the I didn't understand you, I thought my life was in danger, this and that. Once that happens, it takes on a life of its own. So now it's going. By the time it get to the next person, it may mean something different. By the time it get to this person over here, it may mean something different. So I urge you to be careful when you are telling a story to someone, when you're telling your thoughts of what's happening to someone, and that you're not putting your personal feelings in the midst of it because you think something was happening to you when it wasn't, right? I'll never forget, I was in school and I told this other student to leave me alone and to stop. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Mississippi. Good morning. So I told this other student to stop. Not once, not twice, but 18 times. Like, I really was not trying to go there. I really was trying not to have to do ba, right? I tell the person to get off of me, right? Because they're leaning on me. And I don't even know why they were leaning on me, y'all. I don't even, till this day, I still don't get it. And somebody said, well, maybe the person liked you, and that's the only way that they could show you that they like you, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, I said, get off me. They leaned on me again, right? And so I pushed them. As I pushed them, right, The teacher came through the door. The teacher went off. Titan, how could you yubba 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 and go? And I kept saying, but I, and nobody, right, was telling them that the person had been messing with me the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And I said, okay, well, wait, like that. She said, okay, so everybody saw Titan push this person like that. And they were like, yeah. And I said, wait, y'all were in here when this person was bothering me, and this person was doing this. Why would y'all not speak up and say that like that? Oh, well, we just saw you doing this and doing that. And then, you know, like people will say sometimes, oh, people don't like you for certain reasons and whatnot and whatnot. But y'all, this person did all of this and was sitting back there just laughing. And the teacher was so bent on like making me be the one. And I was just like, this is not fair. This is not fair. This is not what happened. The cause was the effect. So the cause was this person doing this to me. I was the effect of pushing this person. That was the, you know, the cause and the effect. Well, no. So I had to go to detention or whatever it was. I had to go see the principal, whatnot. And the principal wanted me to apologize. And I said, I'm not apologizing because this person has been bothering me, has been doing this and doing that. And the principal just kept saying, you're going to apologize. If you're not, you're going to go to detention. And I was just saying to myself, like, I don't understand what's happening right now because I'm not the culprit. I'm not the one. Hey, Mr. Lucky, good morning. Hey, Steve. Steve said, like and share the live Sip Gang. Yes, pop up in the pop-up shop. I'm going to put it in here. Good morning. Good morning. Need to be based in facts before we speak on anything. That part. So anyways, long story short, I didn't apologize and I went to detention. So 4 days later, about 4 days later, right? The teacher asked me, could I step into the room and talk with them, right? Now, y'all know I had an attitude. Right? But my mama didn't raise me like that, right? But I had an attitude because I was like, I don't understand why I'm being punished. So the teacher said, oh, well, Titan, I'm so sorry. I found out, you know, what really happened. And a couple of the students came and told me that I was wrong in issuing out the punishment because you were not at fault. And so I looked at this teacher and I said to myself, before I say anything, let me really think about this, because this teacher was so like bent on making me suffer for something that she thought that I had done and I didn't do it. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of times what happens is we are already judge and jury on somebody before we know what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? And so I urge you to understand what the situation is, because false narrative, a mix-up of words, things can change somebody's life in an instant, right? Just like, bam, I'm going along my day, having my day, doing all this good stuff, doing this and doing that. And all of a sudden, this person is bothering me. I pushed them. Somebody see me push them. All of a sudden, I'm the victim. I'm the villain. And then now I got to do time and things like that. The same way with our judicial system. It's always what somebody perceives to be a threat or something like that. But a lot of times people know what they are doing. They know that they can get you to react to something and take that small little clip. Y'all know how it is right here on social media. Take that small little clip and that clip will go viral. But that's not really what happened. It's a whole backstory over here, right? But we are so moment. I just had to talk about that had bothered me, because I don't like when people do that. And that's going to lead me into my topic this morning. Allow me to tell my story. Right? Allow me to tell my story. Come on, y'all. Let's go ahead on and sprinkle it into the cup this morning. I see some comments. I'm going to get to the comments in just a minute. Let's sprinkle it in the cup and let's go ahead on and sip on it. Oh, wait a minute. I need one more. Hold on. I don't know. I need one more. One more. Yes, it's a sip and not a slurp. It may look like a slurp. It may sound like a slurp. It may even feel like a slurp to you. But this is a sip. This is how we sip here in Texas. So y'all go ahead on and sip on. Should I do another one? Who said I should do another one? Okay, then hold on. And that part right there. Yes, I did another one. Come on with it. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Britt said, just scrolled in and it's sipping and smacking. Ew. You know what, Britt? You know, it may be an ew to you, but I think you should try it. I think you should try it. Hey, good morning, Royal. Good morning. Said, hey, friend. Good morning. Steve said, get into it, sipping all that goodness. Indeed. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Hey, good morning, cousin. Good morning. Cousin said, yes, with every action, there's a reaction. One love, sipping on ginger and lemon tea. All right, come on, ginger and lemon tea. All right, y'all, let's go ahead on and do it before we get into this topic. All right, TikTok, tippity tap, tap, tap the middle of that screen. Show me some hearts, show me some love. Blow them hearts up over there. Y'all send me a little something, you know, some gifts, some roses, whatever it is that y'all feeling this morning. Show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Podbean, Twitter, X. I keep forgetting that it's X, right? I keep forgetting that it's X. You know what I'm saying? I keep forgetting. That's what I be forgetting, right? Look. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Miss Tess. She said, good morning, Titan. Good morning. Yes, indeed. It's a good morning. All right, y'all. Y'all know it's Thursday. Y'all know what we do, and this is how we do it. We've taken the topic and we put it into the cup, and I want y'all to go ahead on and take a sip out of it. I think I'm going to take one more sip because I just feel like I want to take another sip, right? Now, here's the thing. I want to sip the way I want to sip, and that's how I sip. But that's how we sip at Titan in the morning, right? We sip. It's not a slurp. Again, it may look like one. It may sound like one. It may even feel like one, but it is a sip. That's how we sip here in Texas. That's how we sip here at Titan in the morning. Everything is big in Texas, okay? Y'all with me? Y'all coming? Okay, come on. Ooh, come on, come through. Come through this morning. Come through. That's what I said. Come on through this morning. Yes, indeed. Y'all play it. Okay. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. I put it into the comments this morning. Y'all going over to the pop-up shop and grab y'all a little something. Grab y'all a nice old mug this morning. Grab y'all a t-shirt. Grab y'all some Titan in the Morning merch. Grab y'all whatever it is that you're going to grab yourself this morning. And look, here's the thing. This is what I want y'all to do. If y'all go over, when y'all go over, right? When y'all go over and grab you something. Hey, good morning, Sakita. Hey, good morning. When y'all go over and grab y'all something, and I'm asking for consent, if you would like to, right? I would love for you to take a picture and send it to me. Drop it in my DM, send it to me, send it on over. I would love to do that. I'm making a collage of people that have been supporting me and doing things like that. So I love it. If you feel that that's what you want to do, then you do that, right? And I appreciate it. It's over at the pop-up shop. Get you a mug, get you a cup, get you a backpack, get you a t-shirt, get you some socks, whatever it is that you feel that you need over there. Go on over there and grab your little something. It's a little pop-up shop. Michael said, you got that right. Good morning from Houston. Hey, Michael, good morning. All right, from H-Town. All right, y'all, so let's get into it, right? Allow me to tell my story. I think that that's important. A lot of times people feel that they don't get the chance to tell their story. Sometimes when you tell your story in a way that may seem boring, may seem not exciting, may seem, I don't know, just not a page turner, right? And then people will take your story and then they will add to it, embellish it, and make it their own. Here's the importance of telling your own story, because at the end of the day, it's your story. Y'all know I got a y'all know I got a story. Hold on. Allow me to tell my own story. So picture it. Houston, 2020 something. I'm sitting and having a conversation with someone, And we're talking about what I've been through, right? We're talking about what I've been through. And I'm telling this story of a experience that I had. And the person says to me, but this and this and this and this. And I said, well, you're not going to let me finish my story? Yeah, but I mean, well, what if this and what if that? And I said, wait, but you're not going to let me finish my story. Y'all see, this is something that we want to do. We want to be trauma informed. When I am experiencing something, when I experience something, and then I build up enough courage to come and tell you what this is, it's my story. And although you may want to hear it this way, although you feel that it should be told in this manner, although you feel that this story doesn't have enough boom, sing, sing, blah, 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 it's not your story. Okay, let me get back to the story. I'm trying to express to this person what happened to me, how it happened, and why I feel the way that I feel, right? Because this is a safe space that I'm in. Y'all saw the air quotes. This is a safe space that I'm in. So I'm telling this story because I believe that I'm in a space where I can do this, where I'm going to be heard and I'm going to be seen, and people will understand what's going on. Well, this one particular person just kept jumping in during my story, trying to complete my sentences, trying to do all of this. And I kept saying in my mind, like I want to jump across this table and act a fool. But what my spirit said, Titan, hold on. What is going on over there? What's going on? Why is this person doing this in this manner? And it's not like I've never been around this person before, but something is going on. But here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. This is what I want to say. I don't want you to take power away from your story and your journey and your experience, right? So I said, okay, hold on, give me a moment and let me finish, right? Now, the person didn't feel that they were interrupting me. They felt that they were trying to help me, right? Allow me to tell my story. Allow me to tell my story. So I don't know who this is for this morning. Whoever this is right here, this is for you, but it's also for me because I know that you want somebody to allow you to tell your story. So I'm talking to you this morning. Allow me to tell my story, right? A good way to be trauma informed is that you have to understand that you sometimes have to listen. Everything doesn't need a reaction. Everything doesn't need to be solved. You let me tell my story. Allow me to tell my story. So this person did that. Oh, well, I'm just this. So even after they got quiet, right? So I could finish my story. It was still and and Well, when I did this, when I did that, and I was saying to myself, like, what is going on? And y'all know I am really particular about going into spaces and places where we are not trauma informed. I'm particular about going into spaces and places where you don't allow people to tell their story. It's their experience, right? And I'm gonna go back to this Amanda Seales and Club Shay Shay interview real quick, because a lot of people say, well, Titan, you're on the wrong side of that, but y'all hold steady with me, right? So I'm telling the story about how I felt and what I experienced, right? So I get through and the person says, well, I mean, did you really experience it like that? I mean, I would have just been like, blah, 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 blah. And I said to myself, this is my experience, right? And a lot of times what we do is that we don't speak up. We just get quiet and we say that, you know what, I'm not going to say anything because now I don't feel safe. Now I don't feel like you are hearing me and you're seeing me. Now I don't feel like this is a trauma-informed space because now you're telling me that I'm lying. Now you're telling me that my experience is not valid. Now you're telling me a place that you have never been with me to experience what I experienced. Now you're telling me I'm wrong. I'm going to go to the Club Shay Shay interview with Amanda Seales. There was a part in the interview where she was talking about speaking to a teacher and how racism was something that was very valid at that time. Shay Shay, right? Shannon Sharp said, well, that can't be. I think it's just a point of respect. You know, in my time, we couldn't do this and do that. You just literally stepped all over her experience. It was her experience. It was her story. But in this manner, it begged me to ask what was going on with Shannon. Because Shannon was talking to her as if he didn't know her. At the beginning of the interview, and y'all, this is why I'm saying this, because sometimes people will play in your face. At the beginning of the interview, he read down all of the things that she's done in her life. Her resume is awesome because we all know she's been around, she's done this, she's done that. But the way that he approached her about her experience with racism, because he didn't experience the same way, he just invalidated everything that she had experienced. So in that moment, everybody was like, look at her, like this is what she, but this is what we do. In that moment, I can't speak to you. I can't tell you anymore because now I'm not in a safe space anymore. Now you have taken away the trauma-informed space or the care that was initiated at the very beginning, because she spoke on that. She was just like, oh, I was just like, what can I do? Because I've never been in this space and I'm loving it. But then as the interview went on, it changed, right? Allow me to tell my story. Shannon Sharpe should have allowed Amanda Seales to tell her story. Y'all, I'm not saying that you can't interview someone, you can't ask questions, but when someone is trying to validate their experience in the way that they experienced it, it's wrong for you to step all over it and tell them that can't be. So I tell my story. I'm gonna go back to this, y'all. I'm switching back and forth just a little bit. I go and I tell my story, right? And y'all know my story, right? I was diagnosed with AIDS and I only had 4 T cells. This person says to me, right? Well, I think you need to stop mentioning that because that's really not valid. We don't use AIDS anymore. We use HIV. And I said, but here's the thing. I wasn't diagnosed with HIV. I was diagnosed with AIDS. The story is different for me because this is how I was diagnosed. But here's the thing. You had the audacity, the unmitigated gall to tell me that my story was not valid, to tell me that my blood, sweat, and tears was not valid, to tell me that this trauma that I'm experiencing right now is not valid. Well, that's not what I said. I didn't say that. Allow me to tell my story. Because you're telling your story, right, over my story. And y'all, hold on, stay with me, because yes, y'all gonna catch that in the parking lot. You telling your story over my story. I just told you what my experience was. I just told you what my story was. But you say, well, if it's in this, if this did happen, if this did, what do you mean? Allow me to tell my story. Do people lie? Yes, they do. But you don't know me from a can of paint. You don't know this experience from anything. You were not there. I was there. I was standing on the front line. I was in the battle. I didn't know what my next steps were. I didn't know where I was going. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all, but I wasn't talking to this person like that because there's no need for us to have this conversation. And then people say, oh, well, Titan, why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you say anything? Because of things like this. Because for some reason, you cannot fathom that I experienced what I experienced because you've never experienced it. But I listened to your story. I never said that you were lying. I never said, oh my God, like, what? Are you sure that it's what happened? Why would I do that? Why would I do somebody like that? But we have gotten so far, so deep into our own self-loathing. We've got so deep into our own insecurities. We've gotten so deep that we feel that we can't control our lives, but I can control yours. I can control the narrative of your life. Allow me to tell my story. There's a reason why I don't do things. There's a reason why I don't go here and do these things because of the experiences that I've had. And this is what we know about trauma. Trauma doesn't necessarily have to be yours, right? I could have trauma vicariously through somebody else. I could get in the same car wreck with someone and it may not affect them, but it may take me out of here. It may have me nervous. My anxiety may be up. It may have all of that. You have to really understand that it is not about you. But y'all, let me take this back to a place of, people say all the time, oh, come here. This is built for the community. This is for you. This is a safe space. And then I get in this space and you re-traumatize me. You re-traumatize me because you don't think that my trauma was that great to begin with. So you take this trauma that I had, my experience, my story, and you invalidate it. That's what you do. Well, Titan, that's not what I was doing. That's not, well, hold on. You're doing it again because you're not allowing me to finish. Let me tell my story. I just experienced trauma with you within this circle. And not to mention, I was invited here to speak on my story. I was invited here to speak on my story. Allow me to tell my story before you start putting your own story over mine, because it becomes your story when you tell me that you can't believe that. When you tell me that that's not right. You mean to tell me that racism has something to do with it? You mean to tell me that you experienced this, you experienced that? And it's not like you've been inquisitive, right? But then this person said to me, but look at you now. Look at you now. I don't know why you want to go back and tell that story again and again. It's my story. It's mine. It's my experience. It's who I am. And again, I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but whoever you are right here, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself. There is a point in your life where you are telling your story and people keep changing the narrative of your own story. Stop letting them come in and tell your story. Allow me to tell my story. Now, here's the difference. Picture it. Here's the difference. When I say allow me to tell my story, I say back up and give me 50 feet. I'm not asking for you to allow me to tell my story anymore, right? That's not me saying I need for you to allow me to tell my story. What I'm saying to you is back the F up. Move away from me, right? I don't have time for this anymore. What you're not going to do is take me back somewhere where trauma was ruling my life and doing those things. And it takes some work. And a lot of times what people do, they want to re-traumatize you because their life's not great. Things are not happening. Things are not going on. You have to really understand when I am standing in spaces and places, and I'm going to use an I statement right now because I'm a little here. When I'm standing in spaces and places, I get edged, right? Because you're telling me that my story is not valid. And y'all, I used to be that person to be quiet, to shut up, to not say nothing because my story was not valid enough. My story didn't have all the power, poom, and bings and all of this stuff. Y'all, that's not for them. This is for you. Just imagine it took me all this time to get up and come here. And remember, I was invited here to tell my story. Now I come to tell my story, and then somebody is telling me that my story is not valid. It can't be. I've never seen that happen. How in the world did that happen to you? But just because you've never seen it happen, just because you've never experienced it the way that I have, that doesn't mean that your story is not valid. Allow me to tell my story. When I'm doing this advocacy work, a lot of times people will tell me what they think I want to hear. And you can ask anybody that I have advocated for, that I've been an advocate with, the work that I've done. I want you to be you. You tell me the story. You tell me your experience. No judgment zone. Because I don't know what it was like to be in the midst of that chaos and destruction at the time that you were there. It's not for me to figure out whether or not it's a lie or the truth. In this moment, I am being very trauma informed, and I'm saying that I'm here for you. I'm doing this, and this is why our community is so muddled and so fickle. Because, and I guess I'm saying that this is an I statement, because I have seen people invite you places, right? Put on the whole banner, put on the door, put on everything, the flyers. This is trauma informed. Come and express and be and do all of these things. And you get there and you are wondering, why in the heck am I here? What did I come for? Because this is not very trauma informed. I'm standing there in the midst of telling you my story and telling you my experience, and somebody is telling me that it can't be because they've never experienced it. Here's the thing. Let's pause right there. Pause. The person is saying that they've never experienced, so it can't be. It's about them. Y'all, what do you think happens to the person that's telling the story? What do I do from that point forward? What do I do? Because now I'm being re-traumatized, because before my voice was not heard. People did not hear me. People did not understand. People did not want me in certain spaces and places. Now I'm here. And because your validation is greater than mine, now I have to swallow that. I got to stand in the space where I'm no longer safe. I got to stand in the space where I no longer can open my mouth and give you the experience that I've had. I can no longer be validated in this space again. Now, look, the person that curated this may not even know this is what it is, but then that's also a problem. Because if I invite you to a space, if I have you come to a space, Amanda Seals and Shannon Sharp, if I invite you to a space, I'm not inviting you to knock you down. I'm not inviting you for you to feel some kind of way. I'm not inviting you for that. I'm inviting you because I value your expertise. I value who you are as a community member or leader or whatever have you. I value your story. And I value you. I understand what it's like to want to speak on something or be about something or understand something, and you don't know how, you don't know where, you don't know when. Y'all, I stood there in the midst of it all, and I felt defeated. I felt as if they got me. I felt as if they told me it was a safe space and they manipulated me, because when I got there, it was not. Now, I can't control the actions of everybody, and I understand that. But y'all, when we are throwing this word of trauma-informed care, you know, eradicating stigma, making sure that these spaces and places, you know, have the forethought, you know, of this and that. When we are doing this, we have to be careful that we don't damage someone, right? We have to be careful that this person, this individual, this human is coming into this space because it may be a space that they need. It may be a space that the spirit, that the universe, that God said, hey, this right here is what you need. Now, I didn't say God sent them there, but here's the thing though. I was sent there, and for a reason. So I made sure going forward in the advocacy that I do, in the advocating that I do, in being a community leader, being somebody who's going to stand at the forefront and speak on it and be about it, I made sure, not on my watch. I'm not even going to play with you. if I know that you're going to try and do something like this. Now, you may get in, right? You may get in, but once I notice it, boom, and I catch it, and my peeps are out watching, oh, we don't have that. Well, Titan, you know, the community should be doing this and doing that. I'm not doing that. I spoke to this person maybe 6-8 months later. We happened to be in the same space at the same time. And the person said, well, Titan, you know, you just kind of fell off. You're not answering calls and stuff. I had some things that I would like for you to do. I thought would be great for you. I wanted to put in a good word for you and stuff like that. And I said, in that moment, I said, can we have a conversation? Right? Because I'm in this season, right? That I don't need to mince words anymore with anybody. Y'all know I've been talking about this for a couple of years now. I don't need to mince words, and I'm not going to do it because I'm on a mission, right? I'm on a mission. I do what I need to do for my purpose, for the purpose that I'm on this earth for. See, there's a difference. There's a difference. When I'm doing it for the money, when I'm doing it just for me to get clout, that's not going to work right there. I'm on a mission. My spirit guides me. God said, if you can understand the power, the blessings that you have, I'm doing this little tap on my shoulder. That's my spirit. My spirit is always saying, I'm obedient to the spirit, which I believe is a direct connection to God, right? That's what it is. God, spirit, me, that's what it is. But here's the thing. I did not like that experience, but that experience taught me something. That I had been second guessing my purpose. I had been asking the wrong question about my purpose, right? Why? Why? And I heard somebody say, well, why not? Allow me to tell my story. So I'm not asking for you to allow me to tell my story. What I'm saying is Titan, Spirit, Universe, God. What I'm saying, that direct connection, I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to tell my story. This morning, the topic is allow me to tell my story. But I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm saying, Titan, allow Titan to tell his story. Allow me to tell my story. But I can't tell my story if I don't believe that I'm somebody, if I don't believe that I'm worthy, if I don't believe that I belong here. I can't tell my story if I don't understand what's happening in front of me. I allow myself to tell my story if I don't love who I am. I've been through some ish. I've been up and down. I've been turned around, but my feet have been placed on solid ground. Sometimes, y'all, we have to allow ourselves to tell our own story. Because what I've done is I've shut myself up. This person said that they can't believe that this is what happened to me, so I got quiet. This person said that there's no way you could have experienced that, so now my experience is invalid. Now I don't want to tell it anymore. Titan, allow me to tell my story. So whoever this is for today, I'm pointing at you again. You, it's for you, but it's for me. Allow yourself to tell your story. This is how it happened to you. Be honest with yourself. But before you go out and you want to tell the world and tell this person, that person, and you want to go into these spaces and places, allow yourself to tell your story, the truth. Allow yourself to tell you the story, which is the truth. When I asked this person to step aside and let's have a little conversation, they said to me, Titan, I didn't know that I was doing that. I really didn't. I was in a different space and place at the time. I figured something was wrong because you didn't talk to me anymore. And I said, I didn't have any space for you anymore. Now, I don't know what the future holds, But right now, in this moment, in this season, with Titan trying to go from point A to point B to C, D, E, F, G, I had to let you go. I had to move you out of the way because you were tainting everything that I thought that I had built up. I'm human. I have emotions. I have feelings. And sometimes trauma runs deep. And trauma will have you second guessing your very existence. Allow yourself. Allow me to tell my story. Titan, allow me to tell my story. Put your name in there. Linda, allow Linda to tell her story. Sakita, allow Sakita to tell her story. Steve, allow Steve to tell. Y'all, I want to say this. I have to allow myself to tell my story. I have to allow myself to tell my story. I thought I was there. I got to that event, which I had been invited to speak at, and trauma reared its ugly head. But I wasn't honest with myself about where I was. I wasn't honest with myself about my feelings. I wasn't honest with myself about how trauma comes up and it hurts and it makes me feel some kind of way. I wasn't honest with myself that I needed some therapy or some counseling. I needed to do something. I wasn't honest with myself. So this morning I started off and I said, allow me to tell my story. Because I was talking about this individual. But y'all, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to my spirit and my prayer and my meditation. Allow me, Titan, to tell Titan's story truthfully and authentically. Allow me to do that for me. I love my community. I love my neighborhood. I love my family, my village, my tribe, my gang, my chosen family. I love them all. But I had to allow myself to tell my story, my truth, before I could allow them to hear or understand what the experience was of my story. These people around me now, oh, they lift me up. They hold me. They make sure, but they hold me accountable. You understand what I'm saying? But I had to hold myself accountable first before I could ever get to them. Y'all may see me posting on social media and I'm having fun and I'm smiling and it's my gang. It's my people. They're around me. But we all know everything has a story. But what I did when I was at the point, right? I sat down with them because they mean that much to me, to let them know where I was and what I was doing. I let them know what my next leg of my journey was, what my purpose is. And this is how I feel. This is what I do. And then I also gave them this. If you want to stay on, if you want to be with me, if you want to hold me down and do that, you are welcome to. But if you do not, if you feel like this is something that you're not wanting to do, then I give you the papers. Go. And that's not being mean or nasty, y'all. That's not being mean or nasty. I have to let you understand where I'm going. And sometimes some people are not able to go with you. So I give you the option. I'm telling you where I'm headed. Are you okay with that? How can you do it? Ask my best friend them. I ask them all. Because y'all, here's the thing. I will never, ever step into another space that's not curated, right? That's not trauma informed. That's not curated. I want to say it again. Curated for my community. Curated for my healing. Curated for my blessings. curated for my salvation. I will not do it. And the reason being is because people will put you in places that you think that you're ready for. Remember, I said I wasn't ready at the time, right? People will put you where they think that you should go. And you are thinking that you're helping, right? But who are you truly helping? Because you're really harming yourself. Y'all catch that? I've had to say no to some invites because of the experience that I've had. And some of you may say, oh, but if that's your purpose, then you're supposed to go over here and do that. Again, I say this at Titan in the morning. I don't believe you were put on this earth to be a doormat. I don't believe that you were put on this earth, that you were given the blessings and all of the spirit, the understanding. I don't believe that you were given all of these things to just be a doormat. And some of you have told me, well, Titan, you're missing your blessings. No. I know my purpose. I know why I'm here. And I'm here to be me. That's it. That's my purpose. Everything else will fall into place. Once I learned that, once I got that, once I went through these things in order to understand that this is what God made me to be, I can't change this. This is who I am. I am human. I am Titan. I am who I am. Once I loved that, once I said that I was not a mistake, that I was not worthy to have the things that I have, once I understood that I am who I am and that's all I can be, life changed for me. Because I had been pretending and playing the game. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. But I had to tell Titan, I had to allow Titan to tell Titan's story truthfully and honestly to my spirit. To my spirit. It took a while because I was a chameleon. I would step into a space and I would switch it up, code switch it up real quick. And although those words that were being said and the things that were happening inside of this space did not feel good to me, it irked my spirit. It made me feel some kind of way. I stayed because I thought this is what I should be doing. This is what I need to do. This is what I must do. And I want to say to you all, that's a no. That's a no. But I had to understand who I am, what I am, how I show up, and be unapologetic about it. I remember in The Color Purple, Sophia said, have you ever wanted to sing? Well, excuse me, I'm going to say it the way she said it. Have you ever wanted to sing and have it beat at you? Like, think about it. Have you ever wanted to be you? Have you ever wanted to be you and you have somebody beat you because you are you? You have somebody ridicule you because you are you. You have somebody tell you that you are less than because you are you. You have somebody tell you that you will never do and never be because you are different. Y'all, I don't know if we understand that power, the power of being you. You were uniquely made. What a boring world this would be if we all were the same. If there were no differences. If there were no tall people. If there were no gay people. If there was no black people. If there was no different languages. And you're right. It would be a sad world. Hey, good morning, Maura. Good morning. It would be a sad world. A lot of times what we do is that we buy into the fact that we are here for a reason. There is something that you are intended to do. There, you were made for a reason. And and I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna get out of here because I'm past time. But I had to understand, Titan, why are you here? Well, then why am I here? Why was I uniquely made this way? You have to ask yourself that question. Why was I put in this part of the universe, in this space and time continuum? Why am I here? And you know what the answer is? You know what the answer is? To be you. To be you. I truly believe that. To love you, to understand you, to know that you are blessed beyond means, to know that you have power beyond what you think you have, to know that you are here. And so, y'all, I'm going to end this like this. Allow me to tell my story. But before you allow me, the world, the people, right? Before that happens, Titan, allow you to tell your story truthfully to yourself. I cannot love you all and do all the what I'm doing for you all if I can't do it for me. If I can't love myself through my flaws and all, if I can't love myself down to the basic minute thing of I am who I am. Y'all, when that light bulb turned on, I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mean all I got to do is love me? That's it? That's the whole thing. People tell you, you got a choice. But I want to say this. How many times did you try to love the person that you made up? How many times did you try to love the person that you made up to fit into these different spaces and places? How many times did you try to be a part of the clique and not be truthfully who you are, and it did not work? It did not feel good. You were standing there holding the bag and you were saying to yourself, well, God, why me? Why me? Because you didn't do what I told you to do. You wasn't obedient to the spirit. And I say the spirit, that's you. That little early warning spirit that's in there that's saying, don't do that, Titan. Don't go there. But now Titan like, yeah, I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. And then I get there. And then everything goes from sugar to crap. And then I'm wondering why. Because my EWS, my early warning spirit said, no, I told you. I told you. I told you. And y'all, this is not being scared, right? But let's be clear. It's me being cautious. I don't do the things that I used to do because those things are not for me anymore. I don't do the things that I used to do because they are not for me, because they can cause harm mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. They can cause harm. So I don't do it anymore, right? I don't do it anymore. But the reality of it is that you know better, you do better, you grow and you understand. Just like I was in the middle of that event and that happened to me, I know better now. But it took that thing happening to me so that I could understand. Titan, what Titan? Why did what Titan? And so I'm quick to tell you, I'm there. But no. No, I'm good. But Titan, you gonna turn down it? Yes. Yeah, my spirit said no. And I'm obedient to the spirit. Allow me to tell my story. My village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family, your story is valid. Your story has power. Be open and honest about your story to yourself. And then you tell your story your way. You tell your story the way that you experienced it, if you're able to do that. But you got to be honest with yourself. I don't have to put all the bells and whistles and things like that into my story. A friend of mine asked me last night, I went to a graduation for a good friend of mine. We started working together back in 2019, 2020. And Antonisha, hey, Antonisha. And happy graduation. She got a master's. And so master's in social work, right? And yesterday, a friend of mine, Akia, said to me, sitting next to me, and Lanika was sitting on the other side of her. She said, how do y'all do that? How do y'all always talk to people? And so I told her, I said, it's weird because we came into the graduation auditorium and people were just talking to us. Me and her just standing there being our own selves. But here's the thing. Did you catch that? We were standing there being ourselves. When I accepted my story for what it was, I allowed that light, that shine, that brightness to be luminous. I allowed it to be free. What we do when we don't tell our stories truthfully and honestly and unapologetically, when we do that, we stifle that light. We stifle that spirit. That's what I believe it is, a spirit. But I believe it's that light. I've always been able to talk to people, but I didn't understand how powerful of a blessing that is. I didn't get it. And yesterday when she asked me that, I said, you know what? I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Allow me to tell my story. Allow yourself to tell yourself the true story. Set yourself free. And y'all, sometimes setting yourself free is basically just you being okay right where you're at in this moment. Right where you're at in this moment. Right where you're at in this moment. All right, y'all, look, allow me to tell my story. I want you to take that with you today, and I want you to talk to yourself, right? And say to yourself, myself say, what's my story? Because I can't give it to everybody else. I can't give it to others. I can't even give it to my family, my village, my tribe, my gang, my chosen family, because I haven't given it to myself truthfully and honestly. Allow me to tell my story. So I want to tell you today, right? If nobody told you today, nobody told you yesterday, last week, last month, or last year, I want to tell you today that I love you right where you're at in this moment. Allow me to tell my story. I love you right where you're at in this moment. Allow me to tell my story. Flaws and all, I love you right where you're at in this moment. You will have other moments, but you will not have this moment. Allow yourself to love yourself right now in this moment. You don't have to return it with a receipt, and you ain't even got to ask for it. I love you right where you're at in this moment. Take these arms and these hands of yours, and if you can't do it physically, do it mentally, do it emotionally, do it spiritually, and wrap these arms around you and hug yourself real tight and put your name where my name is. And I want you to say to yourself, right? Put your name where my name is. Titan, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Flaws and all. Look to your phone, look to your laptop, look to the mirror, look to the ceiling, look to the floor, look to the universe, the stars and the moon, and you tell them, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Titan, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Titan, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Not tomorrow, not last week, this moment. All right, Steve, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Dannon, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Red Baby G, I love you right where you're at in this moment. More Atheist, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Linda, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Keisha, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Miss Tess, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Sakita, I love you right where you're at in this moment. The King, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Let's see, who else did I have over here? I saw a lot of people earlier. Michael, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Let's see. Royal, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Britt, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Mr. Lucky, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Hey, cousin. Hey, Wanna Mac, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Sakita, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Mississippi, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Prince J, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Let's see, who else? Greg, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Manda, I love you right where you're at in this moment. B. Gale, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Star, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Jessica, I love you right where you're at in this moment. Hey, LaShawna, hey, Princess, I love you right where you're at in this moment. I love you all right where you're at in this moment. And what I want you to do is, y'all know that love is a constant, right? But we need more love in this world. And I want you to love yourself right where you're at in this moment. Okay, balloons popping and everything. Keisha, that doggone balloon just popped. That balloon been around since my birthday, okay? Since my birthday. I'm doing good this morning, Prince J. Look, y'all, I love y'all right where y'all at in this moment. Peace and blessings to you. Y'all come back and y'all see me every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's Titan in the morning. Y'all tell a friend. Y'all like. Y'all follow. Y'all share. Do all of that good stuff, okay? Do all of that. Look, on this platform, I want to always invite you in. It's an inclusive space, right? Right? Everybody is welcome. But y'all, what we have the world is upset. It's in turmoil. The very fabric, the very vibes, the very frequencies that are going on in and around us, they have some rifts in them. And so what I want you to do is just take a moment, love who you are, love where you are, love the people around you, love your community, right? But start with loving yourself. I love me the way that I am, right? Flaws and all. And what I want to do is I want to love me. Let me tell my story. Let me love me. And when I'm saying let me love me, Titan, let Titan love you. That's it. That's it. Peace and blessings to you all. I love you all. Y'all take care. Y'all be blessed. And I will see you all on Tuesday. I might see y'all Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, but I will see y'all. Love you. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Is Titan in the morning. Y'all come see me. Y'all come see me. Wait a minute. You know what, y'all? I'm feeling good this morning. Hold on, look. Y'all know I always got a microphone, right? Y'all ready? Let's go and get out of here with the Titan groove this morning. That's what I want to do this morning. Y'all with me? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Me. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, that was good. Let's do it. Y'all ready for it this morning? I know it's been a while since y'all know what I just be doing this sporadically, but we good. All right, y'all ready? Microphone. Let me fine tune it. me. Ooh. Okay, maybe no. Okay, there we go. I got it. Y'all ready? It's that Titans groove. Y'all, let's get it. Let's get it on the way out of here. Sit it da 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 da. Sit it da 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 da. Zoom da 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 da. It's Titans groove. Sibba dibba da 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 da. Sibba dibba da 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 da. Sibba dibba da da Sibba dibba da doom. All it's Titan Groove. Sibba-dibba-da-da-doom. Sibba-dibba-da-da-doom. Do. All right, y'all. Doom. All right, y'all. Doom. I love y'all. Doom, 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 doom. All right, y'all. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Because y'all know I be doing stuff. Y'all know it's what I do. Y'all know it's what. Look, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Until next time, y'all be good to yourself. Be good to others. Be good to the universe. Y'all just be good. Peace and blessings.